together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
That's how I'm going to start the recovery watchdog. What do you mean, Lassie? Billy fell down the well? Welcome to my new background. What do you think? I need to put a little bit more up over here. Camera's backwards there. Right there. That's where I need to put it. Yeah. Good to see you, Amber. Good to see you, Michelle. Good to see you, Angel. Looks like we have a few people here interested in what we're going to be talking about today. I apologize. I'm also eating. I ate something earlier, but went to the 3 o'clock meeting, and am I high? Do I look stoned or something? Man, I'm underwater. Oh, because it's all trippy. This is how I like stuff, man. This light right here. That's why you guys are saying that. Watch. Now it's gone. But it's better with the light on, isn't it? Yes, it is. All right. There's a couple of things going on. See, there's also, do you see that? That's a dragon. It's glowing right there. If I move out of the way, I got another crystal over there that's glowing. So I'll just get out of the way, all the way out of the way. See? That gave me a chance to take a bite. Hi, Amber. Amber H. Okay, I'm going to have to remember Amber R and Amber H right now. Everybody's just like, no, we thought that this was the 5 o'clock meeting. Why not? Fuck it, right? All right. So, yes, it's time. Yesterday I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. And there were a series of things that happened. I reached out to one of my friends, Mark, and he was saying, because I'm trying to get something going. And he's like, well, try one thing. If it doesn't work, keep on plugging forward, Dion. He's like, but you need to find a niche. And he told me what you need is a little bit of drama. Well, what do I do best but advocate in the recovery community? It's one of the things I do best. See, my phone's blowing up. Everything's already, all I did was start a group a couple hours ago, and everybody's like, yeah. All right. This is not so that I can run around and be a dick. No, it's not what it's about. It's about time we made everybody sit down and talk about what is going on so that we can come up with the solution and start doing the right thing. And I'll probably be starting with detoxes, because 70% of recovery starts at detox. And we've had enough. And I may be calling you guys to help me pick it and do other things. I don't know yet. We'll get there. Okay. There is a Facebook group. You are welcome to join it. Let me put that in. I'll put that in chat so that you can join it if you want to. There we go. All right. Feel free to join that. And we're just trying to get the right thing going. I don't really need the rest of my sandwich right now. I can wait till after. All right. So, for years, but let me qualify myself a little bit first. First off, I've been working in this field for over 20 years now, on and off, right? And you know, when I worked at Detox back in the 90s, that's when we were having real success. That's when we were having some real success. Now, granted, that was what, 90s, what, 30 years ago? 30 years ago. Doesn't seem, in my mind, it's not 30 years ago. In my mind, it's like 15 years ago. Right? And I'm not going to get into anything specific today. All right. But this covers everything from, what we're talking about is everything from detox to treatment centers to the attorney general and the government, sober livings, recovery coaching, treatment. Did I say treatment? If not, because we're going to be talking about treatment a lot. Okay. And it's time to start making us all accountable. Everybody needs to be accountable. I don't care what you're running. Okay. Now, let me tell you something. I am not against, because I talk a lot of stuff about recovery coaching and sober living, right? And I think recovery coaching and sober living is a fantastic idea. Okay. When I went through a sober living, the original sober living, which was, I'm going to tell you something, self-supporting, we were a bunch of homeless alcoholics. This is a Phoenix concept. Okay. And I know that it works. You're not going to be swimming in swimming pools and playing tennis and no. This whole basket of sun while you're detoxing off alcohol and methamphetamines. Oh, no, thank you. All right. I was a drug and alcohol counselor at the age of 20. Arapahoe House snagged me up. Jill Wright loved me. She was the owner of Arapahoe House. I was on a team called the Westside Drug Free Youth Team. We were a prevention team. We won the Governor's Award 2 years in a row with Roy Romer. Okay? I worked detox, treatment, inpatient, outpatient. Well, treatment is inpatient. Okay? I've done everything in this field, almost everything. There's probably some things that I'm missing. Okay? But there isn't much that I haven't touched. Because see, all these things are connected. And understanding them is key. But the number one thing that we need to get rid of in the recovery community is it being big business. Recovery coaching in Colorado is a multi-level marketing scheme now. It is. It's multi-level marketing. Okay? I'm very familiar with Amway. I'm very familiar with MLM. I'm very familiar with fraud. I was in the banking industry for years. And at this point, everything that has happened in my life up till now is to prepare me for a fight, because this isn't going to be easy. And it is unfortunately going to be a fight. Okay. But Dion, we don't fight everything. Okay. By fighting, I mean advocating. Okay. So Angel says, I hate MLMs. Yeah, for very good reasons. Right. So for years, I've watched people in recovery get hurt. And not by the drugs, but by the very system that claims to help them. Even yesterday, our mayor, Mike Johnston, man, that guy's a man. He's something else, all right. Okay. There was a young lady he was missing. Jax was her name, and she was trans. Not that that matters, because it doesn't matter. They're a child of God and a human being. All right, this person was found murdered in an alleyway. And, we have these cameras up around, and what they do is they track people. And he claimed that they found her by using that, and it was a lie. And I'm going to use that. These are the lies that these people constantly make up to make themselves look better, so you'll continue voting for them, giving them more money, things like that. Yeah, get to your meeting. Love you, Amber. And whoever is playing the Chiefs, go for them. I hope your Chiefs lose. I love you. Have a good meeting, hon. All right. And this I see all the time. It was just about a month ago, I watched an RCO, Recovery Center organization, utilize someone's death to raise money. No, these are not things that we do. Okay. Now, actually, it is things that we do, but they didn't even know this person. But people were reaching out to them. Oh, I'm so sorry you lost another person. They do not care. They don't care. I'm going to tell you what it was. All the money was taken, so they're trying to raise money any way that they can. And I know exactly how they're raising money right now. They're still getting their money through Signal. They just went a different route, but they're doing the same thing, right? Now, for the last 4 or 5 years, they've been doing the same thing around here over and over and over again, expecting a different result. And what do we call that? We call that insanity. And it's exactly what I say to the professionals that are trying to help us out. I say that to them. They're not big on another thing. Another thing is they, let's see. Oh, that I bring up now. One alcoholic helping one recovered alcoholic, or maybe two, helping another person get sober is the best way to go, right? Oh yeah, that's the best way to go. It's a DSM. We've proven that over and over again. And then my next question is this: then why aren't we doing it? Then why are we not doing that? Why are you skipping that whole part? And it starts in detox. That's where it needs to start. But detox things, oh, they're safe. They blew zeros. They're out of here. Okay. Now, I'm really glad that I knew what to do, because I went to detox 2 years, for 2 years, 22 times, begging for help. And all they ever did was, well, here's a piece of paper. Good luck. That was it. There was nothing. It was gone. But when I worked in detox in the 90s, every single person that discharged was a recovered alcoholic or addict. And when I got my clients for the day, I'd come in, I'd have 8, 9 clients. They were all alcoholics. Their drug of choice was alcohol, because I was a recovered alcoholic. So that was in my purview. There were other people that worked there that were recovered drug addicts. They got the people that had the meth and the opiate and this other stuff. Yes. And we even separated it there because we were trying to give them the best chance that we could to give them what they need. To give them what they need. Instead, what we have is a bunch of people running around saying, hey, look how much we help people. Give me money, give me money, give me money. I'm so tired of money being the topic. We don't need money. We don't need it. Right? I've seen fake coaches selling false hope, sober livings profiting off relapse, and too many people silenced by fear and shame. Well, not anymore. Right? Because now I'm coming, the recovery watchdog. Woo! I take a bite of my sandwich. All right. Now, I'm not angry. I'm passionate. So don't take this as me being angry. Trust me, this isn't anger. If I was name calling and stuff, it would be anger. But it's not what we're going to do here. That is not what's going to happen. There's a right way to do this. And there is a right way to do it. And I know I'm going to get naysayers. I've already kind of had some. Well, are you sure you're the person for the job, or are you the, and I'm sorry, but I'm not even going to bother with that. Okay. In fact, I'm going to bring something up real quick. Every now and again, I might say a wrong thing. If you correct me in public, I'm going to chew your ass. I will chew your ass. Okay. Jan has found some very strong boundaries, and I'm not accepting bullshit on any level. So, okay. We know that people make mistakes. All right. So when one word has one letter off, I mean, really, did you really read the post, or were you looking for what was wrong? Right. See, I noticed that stuff too. All right. So why does recovery need a watchdog? Because nobody is saying anything. They're so full of fear. And what is the fear? I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. So you remember how lonely you were when you got here? Well, imagine, oh, these popular people want me a part of it. Oh, and they're in bands and they're having dances and and they're doing events and what's great people, and they bring you in, they treat you real nice until you're no longer of use to them, and then they will cut you off. Okay. And they do this on purpose because if you relapse, they can start to charge your Medicaid. It's called body brokering, and they do it on purpose. It's disgusting. I see it happen all the time. Hey, let's make you a recovery coach. Let's do this. Right? All right. Michelle says better not have a Virgo in the room, right? Yeah. If I'm gonna make a mistake, huh? No shit. So recovery was built on service, one person helping another, and somewhere along the line it turned into a business model. And it's disgusting. That's a little bit of anger. It is. We're talking about human beings' lives. Okay. But the thing is when those people are out there and you don't see them, it doesn't really affect you. Well, it affects me because I have empathy. So did everybody leave? It says I have one there. I thought I would have stirred some other shit up by now, honestly. So I've worked detox, treatment, prevention, and outreach for over 20 years, and I've seen it all. Kickbacks. Our attorney general taking kickbacks on sober living homes. See, he was running that program, and the only people that made it to the board, that program has now been shut down. Thank you, POTUS. Why? Because we didn't need it. We didn't need it. I'm here now, and we're going to do that. We are going to be the new accountability in Colorado. And if you don't listen to that, if you don't fit that standard, then you will not be sent resources. You will not be one of our resources, period. Okay? So we are going to now set the standard. And if you don't fit the standard, you're out. Simple as that. Cool. Thank you for letting me know, Angel. It has a number. It tells me how many people are here, but it's usually wrong. And I usually don't pay attention to it, but on this one, I don't know. It's important to me, right? So this isn't about gossip, revenge. It's about accountability. It's about restoring trust back into recovery. Okay. Now, if you are in this field, you know that nobody is hiring for peer coaches right now. Okay. Now, the RCOs and stuff, they aren't doing it because they relied upon government money. Okay. And they are still kind of hiring, but not like they were, not by the droves. All right. Thank you again, POTUS. All right. So, where was I going on that? I forgot. Give me 1 second. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Because see, I work with places like Aurora Mental Health, Community Reach Center, Adams County, okay, MHCD. Okay. These are all big corporations in Colorado that are trying to do the right thing. They are. All 4 of them, I would say, they are doing their best with their limited education and experience on alcoholism. I'll give them, I got to tell you the whole thing. Okay. Now, why are they not hiring? Because it isn't money. It is not money. It is trust. How do I know? Because they told me. I asked, why are you guys not hiring peer coaches? Because they didn't do us any good. They caused more confusion than harmony, is what I hear. But the peer coaches and the RCOs will tell you, oh, it's money. For them, it is money, right? Like this. So all the money for recovery services taken this year. And there was money in the state budget. There was plenty of money in the state budget to do what we needed. But they overspent that last year because they abused the money. Because these are unhealed alcoholics. Maybe not unhealed, but these are alcoholics with no accountability. And any alcoholic with no accountability, even with the best of intentions, is doing the wrong thing. That includes me. Why do you think I take this to a group? Why do you think I take it to other people? We need to build trust back in our community. And who does that lie on? Alcoholics Anonymous. The responsibility statement. That is another thing I'm going to be investigating. I'm going to investigate our own central office. I don't think that they say what is going on is actually going on. Why are they begging for money but not creating 12-step work? Okay. I'll go to them and they're not going to be able to. Okay. I'm going to give you an example of what happened and why I'm not, and still please do donate. AA needs it. Okay. This is just one person. So don't stop just because of one person. All right. Now we have AA has what's called a Bridge the Gap program. Okay. Now, what that is a person takes somebody from treatment to their next location. Might be sober living. It's usually home. Okay. And it's supposed to be very hands off. But what I found out, it was some of these recovery coaches had signed up for this program. And what they were doing is they were using this opportunity to make more clients. Yes, they were. And I know because they held it at a place that I call Body Brokering Central. And I've talked to some people and they're like, yeah, they were driving me home and suddenly they're talking about being a recovery coach. So I got a hold of central office and you know what they told me? That is an outside issue. That's what I was told. Now, number one, they are correct. That is an outside issue. I'm talking about the manager of our central office. They are correct. That is an outside issue. That they let in. That's the problem I had. You let an outside issue in. Not only that, but we pay you $70,000 a year to take care of outside issues. Okay, you're being paid. You are an outside issue is what you are. You are. If you are getting paid by Alcoholics Anonymous, you are the employee of the members of Alcoholics Anonymous, and you are an outside thing. So correct. But they were saying that I was, see, even right there. So we got to start calling this stuff out. Somebody has got to stand up because a lot of people have a fear that they're not going to be accepted or they're going to be blackballed from this industry and these other things. They will try, but they do not have that power. I'm telling you that right now. Or you can just come hang out with me, right? And really, we don't need more critics. We need guardians, people who love this community enough to protect it. And that's why I'm launching the Recovery Watchdog, a place where we can tell the truth, uncover abuse, and highlight those who are doing it right. And that's the other thing, doing it right. Yes. See, what we need is people calling us. Hey, Dion, what's a good place for this? This. Okay, cool. Bye. Hey, Dion, I need IOP. Oh, yeah, call Mountain West. You can just tell Dane I sent you. Hey, Dion, I need treatment. Well, what kind of insurance you got? Okay, you got Medicaid? Okay, we probably put you in West Pines. They just started taking Medicaid. See, this is the shit that I know. And the communication is not there. And it's something that I've been trying to create. But the only people that want to do it are the ones that are, yeah. So the intent of all of this is to create what I call recovery equity. It means everybody gets the same chance, the great same chance at recovery that everybody else does. So if you make millions of dollars a year, you will be in the same treatment center as the guy that we just picked up off Skid Row and put in there. Same treatment center. Doesn't need to be anything big. Yeah, we don't need big flashy stuff. We don't need it. Recovery is down and dirty, man. It is. It gets messy. All right. So we need to highlight those that are doing it correctly. Right? So let's be real. Speaking up comes with risk. And I know there'll be people who will come after me for this. They're going to say I'm bitter, jealous. They're going to try and stir up the pot. But here's the truth. I'm not bitter. I am fed up. And if that makes me dangerous, then I'm dangerous to anyone making money off of other people's pain. And that's a statement. Okay. See, some of the people that have kind of been questioning you, well, if you say the wrong thing, they could sue you. No, I stick to facts. Okay. And the fact that, that you even say that makes me kind of wonder. It will. I will raise an eyebrow. Not literally, because I'm not good at it. See, can you guys hear all the dinging going on over here? This is people writing me on Messenger right now saying I was abused. So what we need to do is start collecting all these people that were abused. We need to collect this information. We're going to need to, okay? But we're going to start with detox. We're going to do detoxes and then either sober livings or recovery coaching. And that's going to be the order. And AA needs to be in there too. Celebrate recovery will be included. Smart recovery, anything recovery related to alcoholism and drugs. We're even going to teach people the difference between addiction to drugs and addiction to alcohol because it is different. And the fact that people don't see that or don't understand it tells me they are misinformed. We also have a lot of great people out here that became recovery coaches, but they were taught the wrong thing. It is like the people that work at sober livings. No, they are not the problem. They're doing what they're told by the owner. It is the owner of the sober living. It is the trainer who is teaching recovery coaches. It is those people. And they don't care. You're going to end up being a 1099. Most of these people don't even know what a 1099 is. They don't know that they need to get an EIN number and a bank account and that they need to say that they got 2-3 more weeks of work before they can even get going. They thought they could just hit the streets and start collecting shit. No. Did they tell them that part? No. In fact, I asked my trainer, and I'm not going to bring up the name because they're not doing it anymore. Thank God. I said, how much time do you require before you will train somebody as a recovery coach? And their answer was, as long as their money is green, we train. That is an unacceptable answer to me. Somebody told me once that we have to be okay with an acceptable amount of body brokering. Yeah, I'll tell you what my acceptable amount is, 0%. Then I will be happy. Actually, I'll be happy anyway. I'll be satisfied, right? So, yeah, you're going to hear things about me. People are they're gonna talk mad shit, right? The last time I even say, you know what they did? They went to my wife's cousin and told her, because they're musicians and this guy's, that my wife was dealing drugs. If you've ever met my wife, she is totally naive to that. When we were dating the first time, when we were teenagers, my theme song for her was Goody Two Shoes by Adam Ant. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. Now there's more to that song, but the whole point was that she was a goody two shoes. Dating a bad boy. I was the bad boy. I'm still a bad boy. So I wanted to take this movement beyond I need to take this movement beyond the live streams. So I'm officially creating a Facebook group called Mysticopolis, the Recovery Watchdog. It is a safe space for people to see who've seen the dark side of recovery or simply want to keep the light on it. In that group, we will share stories, collect reports, and build a community that demands better. No gossip, no drama, just truth, integrity, and accountability. Accountability being the number one thing. And it can be done, but it can't be done alone. So, yes, Angel. Yeah. I'll give you the names offline too. You know who said that, but I'll let you know who her cousin was. You probably know actually several of her family members. Judy, you probably know Judy, right? They ran a lot of it, but I'll send those names to you afterwards. Yeah, You and Shannon know a lot of the same people. You probably just don't know it yet. Right. And I used to interview local bands and put them on the radio. So I know a lot of local musicians too. A lot of them are retired though, because I'm a little bit older. Right. Now it's weird because not one person has said, Dion, um what is this Mysticopolis thing all about? Always asked. They had talked about it earlier. That's probably why. All right. It was given to me when I was drumming. I was in a band called Ghost Tribe, and we were a mood band. And my bassist came up with it. And what it is engineer of mystical cities. That's what Mysticopolis is. Mysta, as in mystical, Copolis, as in, metropolis, Mysticopolis. But Mysticopolis is kind of it's not a nickname, it's more of a pseudo. It's more of a pseudo name. Okay. But it's hard to explain. I'll just put it this way. It's just a different side of my personality. It's the more dangerous part of my personality. And I'm going to have to get a little dangerous. Yep, Michelle, right? She said it's your cover name from a band. Yeah, my stage name. I always like to say that. It's my stage name. So people are like, were you a dancer or something? Alter ego. Yes, it's my more dangerous alter ego. All right. And he's not as kind as Dion. He's not. Okay. But like everything else, there's going to need to be balance, right? All right, let's start to wrap this up. I don't want to give away all my good stuff on the first take, right? So if you've ever been afraid to speak up, this is your moment. Join the group. Share what you've seen. Help make recovery safe again, because the silence ends here. Okay. Now the group itself, you can post anonymously if you want to. If you want to reach out to me, okay, I am the president of HIPAA. Just ask several of the people here. Okay. If you say something to me, if you want to be anonymous, you will stay that way. Absolutely, you will. Okay. Or I wouldn't be very accountable, would I? See, this whole leadership by example. And over the last 5 years, I think I've proven that I am more than capable of leading it. Okay. But like I said, I can't do it alone. It will not work alone. But look at what I mean. The group's been open for about 3 hours now, and there's already like 12 posts. Right. All right. So this is Mysticopolis, the recovery watchdog. Truth is our weapon, love is our motive, and silence, well, that's no longer an option, because recovery deserves accountability. All right. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out. And keep on trudging.